with stress-related behavior mod problems, and this can be a really big subject, right? You don't want to force the dog to potentially react, right? I want to avoid the reaction whenever possible, right? So a lot of the reactions that dogs have, I might preemptively redirect the dog. I might set up situations in which here comes somebody, my dog starts to notice them, and I tap, tap, turn, reward, 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 what I call preemptive. I don't wait until they react. I don't want the dog to go to this point of reacting. If it happens, I need to deal with it. But I'm trying to keep them out of that state of mind and not push them far enough that they feel they need. And when your dog growls, that's the first one of potential. Some dogs don't growl, right? They hard stare and they stiffen and then they go off. And other dogs low growl as they're doing that or whatever it's going to be. You have different ways of manifesting that I'm about to. But that's the reaction already starting. And I want to get the dog redirected before they start to do it, right? I don't want them to rehearse that. The more they rehearse it, the more it potentially goes to a go-to situation. The thing about doing it in controlled environments, so I wouldn't say I'd set it up, but what I would do is I work those dogs around people that will follow my instructions, that are gonna ignore the dog if the dog has a reaction. I'm not trying to elicit a reaction. I'm trying to avoid the reaction, but I want people around that aren't going to fuel the reaction, right? So having a bunch of dog trainers around is great. I can say, don't pay any attention to this dog, right? If you want to develop a super useful skill for your friends, fellow dog trainers, learn to ignore a dog in a natural way, right? It's not that easy. The general public sucks at it. They're terrible. They can't ignore dogs at all, right? And when you first tell somebody to ignore my dog, I say, just ignore my dog. They go. They hold their breath, they turn their eyes, they stand still, and the dog's like, what the hell? What do dogs do when they're getting ready to go off? Stiffen, breathing changes, mouth closes. So you go. Dog's like, what the hell, right? So this is how you ignore a dog. It's invisible. There's a dog right here that's nervous about me. I talk to all of you, I make my hand gestures, I pretend the dog literally doesn't exist. I don't see a dog. My demeanor is relaxed, the dog's not there. 999 dogs out of 1,000 will not do anything in that situation. I've worked with lots of very mean protection dogs, police dogs that would bite you. I stand there, they look at me, and I'm like this. They go, nah, nothing happened in there, right? And they go right about their business, right? And so learning to kind of have people around that can stay relaxed, and if the dog does react, they don't react back, right? They don't feel it. If a dog reacts and you go like, Jesus, the dog's like, ah, that worked. I gained social distance by going off at you. That worked exactly the way I want it to. So that's a good strategy. I'll do that more often, right? And so you need people that are going to stay cool, stay relaxed. And so that would be the setup that I would have. I would have people around me when I was working with that dog. I'm not going to try to force it. Hey, come up here and let's see if we can get this dog to growl. But what I'm going to do is basically have people around and try to keep the dog under threshold so the dog doesn't react and work on the dog's state of mind, right? And of course, if I think the dog's starting to stiffen, hey, come on, we're going to do something else, and I'll redirect that dog. And then if the dog does react, the people aren't going to do anything. They're going to be like, that's not a part of the strategy, right?